He has a beard and he plays the drums. He plays guitar with his right thumb. It's learning music with Richards.
Let me lock the door. And I don't have my keys. Oh boy. Well, looks like we're locked out today, so guess we'll have to take a music lesson elsewhere. Let's go. Well, thanks for coming along. Sorry we couldn't get into the room. I'll make sure I have my keys next time. We're going to use my secret laboratory to do some experiments today. I want to know about sound and how to measure it. We're going to use a decibel reader, and it's going to tell us how loud things are. We'll go over and look at a chart and kind of gauge what we consider loud and what might be damaging to our ears. Then we'll apply that to music. We'll talk about dynamics and volume. So, let's go. Well, welcome. This is my secret laboratory. I hope you enjoy yourselves. We don't have to sign a non-disclosure agreement as long as you don't tell anybody the location of my secret laboratory. Anyway, we're going to use this today. It's a meter, a digital sound level meter. It will read out the decibels of how loud or soft something is. As you can see, this room is around 32 without any noise. When I start talking, it goes up. The decibels is how we measure the intensity of a sound. And we'll use this tool to measure a few different things, compare them. So let's get into it. Before we get started on our experiment, let's talk about decibels. Decibels are a unit of measure to tell us how loud something is. Breathing, for example, measures at 0 decibels. That means that you can't really hear it. Rustling of leaves might be around 10 to 20 decibels. Whispering is 20 to 30, so on and so forth. If you look at this chart, the blue side has examples of how loud some things are. So if you use a decibel meter, you can kind of gauge how similar the sound is measuring to maybe something like this. On the red side of the chart, it shows the sounds, the levels of sounds that are dangerous to the human ear. These are the things you want to make sure you're wearing ear protection for. In fact, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health have guidelines for this. They say if you're working with something that produces 85 decibels consistently, you can stand that amount of noise level for about 8 hours. 88, about 4 hours. 91 decibels, 2 hours. 94 decibels, 60 minutes, which is an hour. 97 decibels, 30 minutes. And anything above 100, 15 minutes. Most of the time you're going to be wearing ear protection around equipment like this. So the amount of time is increased because the decibels is less on your ear. But if you look back at some of the examples on the red side, a lot of power tools and heavy equipment create more of the louder sounds in our world. But one thing I do want you to notice is the concerts and sporting events. 110 decibels. And if you look at the safety standards, they say 15 minutes for anything above 100 decibels. So, next time you go to a concert, you may consider bringing some earplugs. You'll still be able to hear everything, but it'll save your ears some damage. Well, now let's look at some stuff that I consider to be loud. And let's see how loud it actually is compared to this chart. Are you gonna meow? Can you go meow?
Can you talk? Can you talk? Talk. 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 Can you talk? Talk, Abby.
Per far beato ancor il ciel ha fatta nascere per far beato beato per far beato un cor.
Wow. Those are some loud noises. You definitely want to have ear protection around when you're doing anything with loud things. Whether it be sawing something or playing drums or being around screaming children. It can be very damaging to your ears. And our ears are what we use to enjoy music. When we play music, we can't really pick and choose the volume of our instrument. We can't decide that we want to play this instrument at this decibel level. So we use kind of a system called dynamics to help us gauge how loud or soft a song needs to be. The composer will put in dynamic markings in a piece of music to tell us that this song needs to be loud here or soft. It needs to grow and get louder or decay and get softer. Here are the dynamic markings for music. They range from pianissimo all the way to fortissimo. Pianissimo is very soft. Piano is just plain old songs. Then we have mezzo piano, which is somewhat soft, a little louder than soft. Then we have mezzo forte, which is kind of loud, but not as loud as forte. Then we have forte, which is loud, fortissimo, which is very loud. And that's a range of dynamic changes. If you see in your music to sing fortissimo, that means to sing quite loudly. If it says pianissimo, it means very soft. Identifying these can help you as a musician to play music with a little more expression. If you played it at one volume level, it would get kind of boring. Kind of like when we talked about rests. If you don't have a break in the noise and the sound, it loses its interest. So that's why we add dynamics, to make it a little more interesting. Well, I hope you've learned something about volume, ear protection, and sound dynamics today. And hopefully I'll have my keys next time and we can do our next lesson in the music room. Take care.
He has a beard and he plays the drums. He plays guitar with his right thumb. It's learning music with Richard.